Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. I want to welcome each and every one of you to the beginning of a playlist that has 7 videos, including this one. This is your intro video to In the Mood for a Melody Shawl. Welcome. Welcome to your first fillet if this is your first fillet. If you are an old hat at fillet, welcome to you too. I personally like fillet crochet, and I like interlocking fillet crochet. Those are two of my favorites to do because the design work within it. Now, anybody that's done lace work by doing chains and then, single crocheting and chains and single crocheting, it goes by quick. Similar with fillet, if you've never done fillet before, it's similar with fillet, except it's double crochets and chains. And depending on whether you're doing open windows or blocks, where in the pattern you place them gives you your designs. So it's a lot of fun to create. It's a lot of fun to work up, and it's not necessarily a pattern that you can just mindlessly work through. For the most part, you do need to be paying attention to what you're doing and counting, how many open windows you have and how many solid blocks you have and what row you are on. You really need to pay attention. Now, the last 15 rows, they're just repeats. The top part of this is a keyboard or piano keys, and the bottom half is the cleft note. So where did this get its name from, In the Mood for a Melody? Well, I am all about my music, and the Piano Man song came to mind when I was wanting to design a fillet shawl. And that's the reason for the piano keys at the top. And that's a Billy Joel song. And the link to that song is down in the description box. So you can go and listen to that song if you've never heard it before. Just to kind of give you an idea as to where the name came from. It is actually a few words taken from that song, Piano Man. So, yeah, the overall construction of this, if you do this in a lightweight, we're going to go over right now 2 different sizes, 2 different weight yarns, and 2 different amounts of yardage and overall wingspan size. So from fingertip to fingertip, it is worked bottom up. So the keyboard is last. We'll start with the very first one I did. The very first one I did when I was designing, I used a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I used my furls. There is no links here to anybody. This is just what I have, and I really liked it. I purposely bought it because it was green, and at that time I didn't have any furls, and so I got a 4.5 and a 5. Now I have a 4.5, a 5, and a 6. But anyway, for this shawl that we're talking about now, I used a 4.5 and a baby sport. So it's like a really light DK weight. And this has fringe on it. And you can kind of see the keyboard on this one. I did have to cut it short because I was running out of yarn and I only had 1 skein. But you can kind of see the overall idea there as far as the keyboard. And then here's our cleft note and the fringe. Now with the fringe, I did have to add some of another yarn, another color, so it's white and green in the fringe. because I was running out of this green. So what I used to make this one was approximately 800 to 1,000 yards of a light DK. Now, this particular yarn did not have a label, so I have no idea what it was or any of that as far as the yarn itself. I can tell you what weight it is. I can tell you approximately how much I used. And I can also tell you how wide it is at the wingspan. It is 88 inches across the top part that goes across your shoulders. From the top part of it, so from here to down here, whoops, sorry, it's satin, so it slides off, is 33 inches from the top center to the bottom. Let's see if she'll stay for a few moments longer. So it's 88 by 33. Now, this one is a lot smaller, and I used Hobby Lobby. I had 3 of these on clearance. So you see I still have a full one, and it's authentic hand-dyed tonal, and they're 420 yards of #1 weight. Now, I used a total of, without fringe, 593 yards. This is what I have left, so I have plenty here to do the fringe on this particular one without touching this last hank. So 2 hanks of the hand-dyed fingering weight should be more than sufficient to complete it with fringe. And I used a 3.75 crochet hook. So my suggestion, this is 72 inches wingspan. I'll have to measure from top to bottom, and I'll put that in somewhere on the screen now, what it is from top to bottom in the center. So that's what I used to make both of these shawls. One is obviously very, very large compared to this one. This is fingering weight. That's a light DK. That was done with a 4.5. This is done with a 3.75. So you can kind of see the difference. Now also take note that when I crochet, I do crochet slightly loose compared to some. Some crochet very, very tight. And if you are a tight crocheter, most of the time you know you are, bump your hook size up just a little bit, so that way you don't end up with a midget size, meaning, you know, doll size, little itty bitty size. If you are, you know, trying to work it in the fingering weight, it's not going to be this big because you were using the size hook I used and was really tight crocheter. If you tend to lean towards the looser side, you should be okay. Do 5 rows of double crochets and see if you get 2 inches. That's that one. Was 5 rows equaled 2 inches. So you can work up a swatch if you want to, a gauge swatch, and work up 5 rows of double crochets and see if you're around the 2-inch mark. That'll give you an idea as to whether or not you got to go up or down a hook size, or what yarn would be better suited for you. Now, the very first video is long, and it is only 10 rows. I was doing 10 rows at a time, except for the last video. And the reason the first video is so slow is because I wanted to make sure, I have it marked as the intermediate, but I wanted to make sure that if somebody was new to fillet, they could work through the first 10 rows and get a better understanding of how it works. And the first 10 rows is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're right about here, and you've worked some of this pattern, and it kind of gives you an idea as to how things work, how the layout of it, those squares and everything work together. So that's it for your intro video. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of dependent on you as far as how big a stitches you make, and crochet hook size. This is what I used. This is what I came up with. So just play around with it for a little bit and see what you feel looks comfortable. Now, if you would like to work from the pattern as well as the tutorial, the pattern is available for sale on Ravelry. The link is down below. The pattern is written exactly like I talk in the tutorial. So when I'm explaining the windows and the blocks and how to start and how to end, it's written the same way. So you'd be able to follow along. But that is available for purchase over in Ravelry, and that link will also be linked down below. All right, everyone, I hope that that answers enough of your questions. If you have any questions or any problems during any point in working on this shawl, please reach out to me and I will do my best to work through the problem. Send pictures, whether it be on a private email, or let's create a discussion in the Facebook group. If you all are working on this, let's get a discussion thread going and keep it going as to, you know, everybody helping everybody. If you don't have Facebook and you have Instagram, tag me over there, message me over there. That's perfectly okay. No problem. Now, I'm not there as much, but I do check it pretty regularly. All right, everyone. I hope to see so many different colors, and a lot of people make, you know, their vision of this shawl. So whatever your color may be, it may be blue, it may be black, it may, who knows. I would love to see them. So please share them with me so I can see them. All right, everyone, be blessed, be a blessing, and thank you so much for being a part of my design process, my designs, and the channel, and just overall being here. You guys are awesome, and thank you for your support. Bye for now, everyone.